Hello everyone, this is Rich Reality here, and today I kind of wanted to make a video on GradeAUnderA's video on COVID. And in this video, he basically says that COVID is overhyped, and that not that many people died, and that it was just a 2% death rate. And he basically plays it off as nothing. And today I kind of wanted to, give my opinion on it, let you guys see the video if you haven't seen it already. And I haven't really seen many people talk about it, so I wanted to share my thoughts on it. I just don't disagree with this video. It's really stupid. It's not well thought out, and it just seems like GradeAUnderA doesn't care about people at all and the effects of COVID. So let's just start off from here, and we'll work our way through it.
Understand just how deadly COVID is, right? Or isn't? Let's run a little simulation on our cute little test group to see how badly it decimates them. Let's go!
I could count forever, count until I drop.
So first of all, right, we need to know how many of our test group will die by finding out COVID's kill rate. COVID is deadly great, but it's like 70% or something.
Okay, no one's ever made this argument before. I've never heard anyone say that the death rate of a global virus is 70%. 70% of the world, I wouldn't probably be here. My viewers would probably not be here. That's a lot of people, way more than what COVID killed, and it already killed a lot of people. 4 million, I think it was. So this argument and the fact that he's showing people who, are scared of COVID as penises, yeah, that's fun. This is just over exaggerating people's arguments to prove his own point, and his points don't even make that much sense at all.
Wrong! It's just over 2%. What? Yummy!
2% is still a lot for a global thing. 2% is crazy still. So imagine you have a bed, right? You have a bed you can lay on to sleep, and it has a 2% chance of killing you. Would you sleep on the bed? You probably wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. No one's gonna sleep on that bed. I mean, probably someone who needs a bed, and I really feel bad for them. But the general consensus is that you wouldn't sleep on that bed. No one would. So let's look at what he's going to say here.
220 million have gotten COVID with final outcome so far, of which over 215 million have survived.
Okay, but what's your point here? When you recover from something, that doesn't mean you're okay still. There are still after effects of, a virus or cancer, asthma. There are still after effects. Imagine you get your leg amputated. You can't walk normally still, even after you recovered. You can't fully recover from something like that, like cancer, like a virus, because for COVID, for example, your lungs could be extremely damaged, and you have to get, like, transplants or something. That's not something you can 100% recover from. So even if you recover, quote-unquote, you're not okay. Also, I love how it's glancing over the fact that 4,870,000 people died, like it's nothing. That's something. That's a really big number. And 200 million people getting COVID, that's a lot. I don't understand how this is not something we should worry about. And I don't understand how COVID is being overhyped. If 4 million people died, of course people are going to be scared.
That's a 98% survival rate. Really? Mate, that's pretty crap for a deadly disease, not gonna lie. Pussy?
He really just called the virus that killed 4 million people pussy. Okay. Alright.
Which, if we apply to our simulation, that means that of our 37,594 people who we gave COVID, right, a grand total of 838 will die. Rest in peace, boys. But let's analyze.
Okay, so 800 people die of a 40,000, basically a 40,000 people populated city. That's not a lot, according to you? 800 people just randomly died instantly from a virus. That's a lot of people for a 40,000 populated city. And considering that it affected more than just those 800 people. Those 800 people had families, children, friends. So even if it was 800, it would still have thousands upon thousands of people affected, probably globally because it probably made the news. So no, that's not just a little bit of people. That's actually catastrophic for a 40,000 populated city.
Those 838 further. But seeing what ages COVID affects.
Count until I drop. 1, 2, 3.
COVID is deadly great. It kills people of all ages, young and old.
Okay, no one. Again, he's over exaggerating the scared people's arguments about COVID. No one that I've met with, common sense and can think straight thinks that all ages can be affected. I mean, they can, but not all equally. And the thing is, even if you think that and you're scared, I don't blame you, because people of all ages have died from this. So it's not really bad to think this, but no one who thinks like with facts thinks this actually. It's just a scare people have that it'll affect everyone equally, because young, middle, or old, like it says right here, have been affected, but not equally. Like there are more people who are older, like older than the age of 55, I think, died more. But still, it's kind of ridiculous how he's just making fun of people who are scared of this. 4 million people died. A lot of people got affected. This is just stupid.
Equally and indiscriminately. Wrong. Because according to these death numbers from the CDC, combined with these numbers from the US Census, if you're over 45, you are literally 958 times more likely to die from COVID than someone under 18.
Okay, but what's the argument here? That's still saying that if you're under 18, you can still die from COVID. That's just saying if you're over 45, you have a more chance of doing so. People under the age of 18 can still die from it. What's this argument making? This is not really proving that you shouldn't be scared. That's just a chance enhancer, and even then, it still is not enough considering how many people are already affected and the age group is already affected. Even if it's older people that are more or so affected, if you're under the age of 18, you can still be affected. So this argument is kind of stupid.
Ah, and if you're over 65, mate, you're almost 2,500 times more likely to die. Oh my God! Yeah, mate. COVID is an old people disease.
Okay. COVID is not an old people disease, like I've stated before. All age groups have been affected by COVID. I think everyone knows this. And again, yes, more times, more than ever, older people are getting affected more, but that doesn't mean it's just an old people disease. If that was the case, no one under 18 would die. And that would be proven by facts, but it isn't. You haven't provided any facts that only old people are affected with this, making it an old people disease. You just said it was just more by chance.
3% of all COVID deaths are under 45.
This is debunking your previous statement of it being an old people disease, then. If it's an old people disease, it wouldn't affect these people.
45's not even that young in the first place. Simulation time.
45 is like middle-aged, under middle-aged. You realize people live to be 80, 100, right? So 45 would be mid-aged. That's still, like, pretty young for old people, quote-unquote.
Which means that of our 838 that died from COVID, right? Unlucky boys. The amount that we would expect to be younger than 45 is just 25 of them. Rest in peace, boys. But let's analyze.
Rest in peace, you won't be missed again. He's acting like these people's deaths do not matter. I personally think if you're young, old, middle-aged, and you get COVID, everyone matters. Everyone's going to get affected. It doesn't matter. And the fact that he's adding so many, scenarios to disprove that COVID's scary, this kind of just shows that he's forcing these, factors just so he can say, oh, small number. It means it's not deadly, it's not scary, it's overhyped. when in reality it's just proving nothing. It's just you're putting more effort into something that just to make a stupid argument. So what if 25 dead aged under 45? 800 people still died and 37,000 people still got affected. And of those 800 people that died, their friends and family got affected.
That remaining 25 one last time and see how many of them were already in shit health to start with.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, I love cow.
Okay, I think it's pretty common sense that if you aren't in, pure good health, you're more likely to get any type of disease. Like, for example, if you have asthma, you're likely to get a lung-based disease or, get an infection. Or if you have a fungi issue, then you're more likely to get some problems there. But that's kind of disgusting. But you get my point, though. That's just common sense. There's no factor of it making COVID less scary. You can receive it if you're either really healthy or not.
COVID is deadly 96%. Let's skip the foreplay, do you know what I mean? Listen, it was 99% overall, right? But for people under the age of 45 who died from COVID, 96% of them had some other serious underlying health condition. Yeah, rest in peace, you cunts. Listen, thus we get our conclusion from our simulation, mate. That for every 37,000...
We're just going to skip over the fact that he just called all those people that died cunts. We're just going to ignore that? Okay.
194 people who get the deadly COVID, the amount of people it would kill who are old as fuck and are already in shit health to begin with is 1.
Okay, but what does that prove here? You still haven't debunked the fact that COVID is quote-unquote not scary. 800 people died out of 40,000 people. That's still a lot. It doesn't matter how many factors you add. All those people got affected and thousands upon thousands of people heard about it. And globally, 2% is a lot, like I made the point I made earlier. This video is just so dumb. It's just like, if you plan on making this video, you might as well just throw your PC down a cliff or something. Just throw it in the trash. Just someone take away this guy's internet privileges. This is just stupid, man. This is so dumb, and it doesn't care about all the people that got affected with COVID and their friends and family that were affected globally. And the things that COVID did to us, like we can't go anywhere because of the pandemic. Oh my God.
One not old as fuck person who isn't already sick out of 37,594 people. Seriously, what kind of deadly disease is that? Mate, it's shit.
1, 2.
Okay, but yeah, you can say the COVID is shit, but how many people, you know what, I got a better point. When is the last time in this decade have we had anything close to these number of deaths? I'm pretty sure COVID, if I remember correctly, COVID killed more people than heart disease or like strokes at one point. Strokes and heart disease. And his, also I want to tell you guys, his poor health also included people with asthma. Yeah, so that's not, his arguments are kind of just invalid by that. It's just like, you're including people with asthma and then saying their deaths don't matter, but if you're pure health and all that, you're just fine. You're fine. You're not going to get COVID. I think all those people matter. This guy clearly doesn't.
3, 4, hey.
So to summarize, we have found that COVID has a 2% death rate, right? And kills mostly the old, fat, and immunocompromised. Big word. So much so that literally tens of thousands of people have to be infected with COVID for it to kill just one healthy person under the age of 45. Very scary. I'm sure you'll all agree.
I'm sure you all agree. This video originally got taken down for violating the guidelines. YouTube took this video down themselves, and you're saying, I'm sure you'll all agree. This video has 31,000 dislikes. But I'm sure you all agree.
COVID's been talked about like it's this deadly thing that wants to and will kill everybody, right?
It can.
But after seeing these crap figures and specific demographics, I can't help but feel that there's been a lot of fear-mongering going on. Do you know what I mean?
Fear-mongering of what? 4 million people are dead. 4 million people are dead. That's not fear-mongering if we are all scared of something that killed 4 million people and clogged up so many hospitals, leading to more people dying. Oh my god.
Now, don't get me wrong, right? Has it killed a lot of people? Absolutely. But is it an equal risk to everyone? Absolutely not. And it'd be a lie to say it is.
The count.
This video's getting long enough as it is, right? But I hope it's helped you make your own decisions on COVID. Video on vaccines soon.
Oh god, he's gonna make a video on vaccines. I can't wait to see that. Maybe you guys want to reinteract to that. That'll be fun.
Right, no sponsor on this video because it's a COVID video, innit? Controversial topic.
So, this is what kind of throws me off. Is this a satirical video? Or is this not? And if it's not, then that makes sense because it's a controversial topic. He fought to keep this video up, and he's talking about it like it's his own opinion. But so many things are just so many things are just wrong with this video. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering a lot. I just wanted to ramble about this video. I didn't really write a script for this. But it's like, he's stating like 4 million people dead, that's not nothing. And that it's not an equal risk to everyone. Well, we know that, but how does that make it less scary? It doesn't. It's scaring a lot of people because of how many people it killed and the potential it could have killed so many people. We took so many precautions and we're so scared so we wouldn't have more deaths. This guy is basically saying that was all worthless and that COVID is not deadly and that it was just a pussy virus. How unremorseful, how much do you not have to care about people to say that? I think everyone matters. No matter if you have asthma, over the age of 45, had cancer. I think everyone matters. Even the people who died from COVID, they all matter. Their deaths matter, and that's what scares people.
So this video is sponsored by my big hairy balls instead. Thanks, fellas. Come to my Twitch and pop on my...
Oh, okay, his plugin's there. But yeah, that's my wrap up of this video. It's so dumb because it's just saying that everyone else just doesn't matter, and its use of numbers is so inaccurate because it's basically saying like 2% of global deaths is nothing, when in reality that's 4 million people. And then he basically factors all these groups to bring down the number so we can make a point that COVID isn't scary. If 37,000 people are affected and 800 people died, that's a lot. And this guy's talking about like nothing. And then he says, I hope you all agree. And then gets a guideline strike on his channel because of this. Oh my goodness gracious. I hope you guys are... honestly, I want to hear you guys' opinion on this. What do you guys think of this video? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you agree with what he's saying? Let's have a discussion about it. Honestly, I dislike it. And I wanted to just talk about it with you guys. So, this video is getting long enough already, like he said. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. And I hope to see you on the next one. Hope to get a good conversation out of this.